Everyone talking about the top 5 perfumes by Perfumer Jacques Cavallier. If you're not aware of who he is, he's done hundreds of fragrances for a lot of really big houses, including Calvin Klein, Louis Vuitton, Margiela, Bvlgari, Yves Saint Laurent, Amouage, Paco Rabanne, and many, many more. I'll link in the description where you can view a full list of like at least 200 or so of the ones since that he's done. But for me, these are the top 5, and he's done so many good ones that yeah, this is saying a lot to me, for my taste at least. I'm sure that there's other ones people might objectively think, but here are mine. 1, Louis Vuitton Sur la Route. I did not expect to love this one as much as I ended up loving it. I was thinking, looking at kind of the notes, and I've seen mixed things about the notes here on different places. Some places say there's like citrus, grass, and leather, and then others make it sound like it's more just like citrus and musk and nutmeg or something, which not sure, but I absolutely love it. This is one of my top 10 fragrances of all time, period. Full bottle worthy for me. It's also one of only 3 scents pretty much that in warmer weather that I'll intentionally wear around other people, because a lot of my fragrances, I mean, first and foremost, I love them, and I'll still wear a lot of them around other people, but this is one of just a few where it's like, okay, I actively feel like, yes, I'm going to smell good to people, and like, maybe compliments or something if I'm wearing it. Kind of like almost like a refined, classy version of a freshie, but not in a stuffy way at all. Just like somebody said, it smells like a rich person wearing it on a yacht, but I don't know about that, but I really, really love this. And for me, I get great longevity and projection from it. Others say they just get kind of moderate to strong projection, and that one leans masculine. Next up, Unisex, another Louis Vuitton on the beach. Another one that I love, is full bottle worthy for me. It's not like quite, all-time favorite ever like Sur la Route is, but I really, really like this. It really smells like kind of a fun day at a beach next to a boardwalk, but without the cliche beach smell. It's not like seaweed and driftwood and aquatic notes or something, which there's nothing wrong with those. Like there's plenty of those that are decent too, but this is a lot more unique than the typical beach scent. Some people say they get bad longevity with it. For me, I get pretty, like, just incredible longevity and projection for it. Actually, my wife doesn't like it because she says it projects too much. But your experience may vary on that. It seems to depend a lot on people's skin, especially for this one. And this one's very unisex. Next up, Margiela Beach Walk. This is, to me, the best feminine-leaning fragrance in the Margiela Replica series, and probably one of my top 20 best-smelling feminine-leaning fragrances of all time that I've ever tried. Smells like walking on like a tropical beach after the rain. Really bright floral scent, and it has like this jasmine-esque vibe, not in an indolic way, and I don't even think there's jasmine in it, but it's like breezy and yet kind of strong at the same time. Just, I find it really addictive to smell, and yeah, I might want to, it's too feminine-leaning for my personal taste of what I like to wear, but I might want to check out the candle of that one. Moderate longevity and projection to that, and yeah, I would say unisex, but more leaning stereotypically feminine. Next up, Yves Saint Laurent M7. This is, it came out, it's discontinued now, but there's still places you can get a decant, maybe even a bottle and stuff, but really rich and classy masculine scent. To me, it feels really timeless, even though I think it's been a while since it came out. It has a classy feel to it, but it does not smell dated at all. And this is one of the first, or kind of earlier ones, oud fragrances that I tried where I was like, oh yeah, so oud doesn't always smell gross and animalic, because oud is very much not usually my thing, but here it's like deep, warm, just kind of opulent woods, not barnyardish, not pungent. It almost has this kind of creaminess with the amber as well. The vetiver adds like a smoky, grassy vibe, and the whole thing is just extremely well blended, just refined, kind of leans mature, but not necessarily an age way, just sort of like, don't be wearing a ripped shirt like I am right now. If you're wearing that scent out, it might kind of not go with it so well. Next, or number 5, and I'm including a couple bonuses on the list after this, but number 5, Aqva pour Homme by Bvlgari. If I was only choosing this based on just like, what do I think smells the very best, this might not have made it, and usually that is the only way that I do my list, but I do think this really stands out among designer aquatics, and I think it's really, really good for what it's in. So between that and the fact that it's just legendary, and that it really kind of started, or maybe not started, but like was a big point for a lot of the trends of aquatics that then kind of changed after, this deserves a place, I think. It's just a great fresh aquatic that does not feel too overpowering with the kind of water and sea notes, unlike a lot of other aquatics to my nose as a, not a huge aquatic fan. I can definitely see why this is considered like an aquatic classic. I initially thought the seaweed note might make it too harsh, but it's really blended nicely here, yet still present. Good longevity, really good longevity for an aquatic, I would say, and just moderate projection, leans masculine. And now for two bonus ones. One is actually another flanker in the Aqva line by Bvlgari. This one is discontinued. You can still get decants of it, but I think it's so underrated, and I never see people talk about it. And that is Amouage by Bvlgari. I think it's spelled Avmara, how they always put the V instead of the U. This is like a balsamic, slightly kind of dirty, smoky, astringent, and aquatic musky orange, which sounds so weird, but somehow it works. And I don't even usually like patchouli, but that's the way that that's done pairs against the orange here I really like. This is like fresh and pleasant, but not shower gel generic style, aquatic or anything like that at all. I actually like it, more than any other Aqva flanker, possibly even more than the original Aqva, but like I say, that one is just so legendary, I feel like it deserves a place in the top 5. But yeah, this is really well balanced, like the smoky kind of tinge and combined with the freshness of the orange just works together really well. I wouldn't even say it's unique in like a mind-blowingly creative, like avant-garde way, which would be weird for an Aqva flanker by Bvlgari anyway. But it is unique in that I cannot think of another fragrance that really smells just like that or something. And it takes a lot of good aspects from a lot of different fragrances and combines them into one. So that also has good longevity and projection and leans masculine. And then this last one is unisex, leaning somewhat feminine. Louis Vuitton City of Stars. This just came out in 2022. Just beautiful fragrance, super vivid yet creamy citrus. It never goes into like too high-pitched, sharp citrus territory, unlike a lot of other kind of realistic citrus fragrances, but yet it still has that realistic element here. Somehow it smells both like calming and energizing at the same time. Luxurious, but also very mass appealing. Good longevity and projection. And yeah, I think that one's just fantastic. It's a little bit too feminine for my taste to wear, but I really, really like it. And it just smells great. So he does so many others by so many fragrance houses, as mentioned. Especially he's like I think pretty much the in-house perfumer for Louis Vuitton. And yeah, just quality all the way. So definitely recommend checking any of these out if they sound like your taste. I will link in the description where you can get a bottle or a sample of these. And if you have any favorites that he's done, let me know. I'll also put that link, as mentioned in the description, where you can see, like on Fragrantica, a list of like, oh, here's all of the perfumes he's ever done.